Hello and welcome to Dabbling in Journals and my review of my One Book July experience. Now in July I went from using all these journals and in fact I've probably got a few more that I didn't pull out because I don't use them very regularly, but these are all ones that I use regularly, and I went from this to just this little guy. And it's been a really fun experience, and I'm going to review it now and think about what I'm going to do moving forwards. Okay, so as you saw, I have a lot of journals and I use a lot of them on a regular basis. Now in One Book July, I didn't have any family celebrations in July, so my celebrations journal wasn't needed, but that is something I would want to do, and this book's stuffed, so fitting in any more journaling would have been tricky. So I'll put that one out the way. This one is my travel journal, and I didn't travel anywhere in July, so again I didn't need a travel journal in July anyway, so there's no travel journaling in here, but that is something that I like to do and that I would struggle to fit in this book. Now what else do I have on my desk? I have this giant notebook which is where I do my tarot study. So I haven't done any tarot study in July. I did use some of my tarot cards and oracle cards for my reflection, but I didn't do any study. So that's got a very specific use, and I do like to have that separate from everything else because it's a big fat chunky thing anyway. So let's pop that one out of the way. So those are the journals that I didn't need to use in July. So it wasn't a problem that I was in just this little book. However, normally on a daily basis, or perhaps not daily basis with this one, I would use this as my sketchbook. I would use this as my memory keeping journal. I would use this as my everyday carry. I would use this one to do my tarot journaling, and I would use this one as a commonplace book. Oh, this is a new one, so I haven't really started it. That was a new project. Now, did I manage to do all of the things that I normally do in these notebooks in this little one? And I think on the whole I could say yes. Well, maybe not, actually, maybe not. Maybe I couldn't do everything I normally do in these. I didn't do any sketching with anything other than a pencil in here, but I did do a daily sketch, so I would have missed that one. I will go back to using my big sketchbook. In terms of my memory keeping journal, what I did in my little One Book July was just make a little journaling insert, but it kind of evolved into something different than what I would normally do in my memory keeping journal. What I did during One Book July was these really pretty little, I think they're pretty, obviously it's my taste because I did them, but these really pretty little memory keeping pages with just a photograph that I printed in a Polaroid style. I don't have a Polaroid camera, they're printed on a zip printer, but you can add the frame. And I really enjoyed doing that, and I will be continuing with this little journal after One Book July, this little insert, because I really like it and I think that's a really pretty kind of journaling. Whereas normally I would use this big chunky A6 Stalogy for my memory keeping, and yes, sometimes I do photo journaling and make it look, this is one that I think looks really pretty, and sometimes I do pages where I am recording happy mail that I've received. So that was a happy mail page, this was a happy mail page. Now I wasn't doing that in my One Book July, and I missed having somewhere to do that. And as I say, look how thick this is. I don't really think I could put any more inserts in here, so I would miss using this, and I will go back to using this one because that is my memory keeping journal. But I'm going to instead of One Book July making me more streamlined, it's now given me something extra that I want to do, one of these really small pretty little pocket-sized journals. So One Book July didn't streamline my journaling very effectively, so let's move that one out of the way. In terms of my little tarot book, I normally record my tarot and oracle, my focus for the week and other bits and pieces in here. Instead, I did continue to do that in my One Book July. So I actually really liked having my focus for the week tarot card in this little insert, which was with my planner and with my everyday carry. I wouldn't normally carry this, so I think that's something that I will continue to do after One Book July. I will continue to include my tarot journaling in my everyday carry. Doesn't mean I'm going to get rid of this one, because there are other kinds of things that I use, sort of more personal things that I use my tarot cards to reflect on, and I'll continue to do that in here. So I don't want to abandon that book. I'm not going to abandon any of them. I'm sure you're realising that already. How can I abandon my books? Now, this little commonplace book I hadn't started using. I'd set it up, but I hadn't started using it. And obviously it was quite easy to pop quotations into my little Bujo style, planner style, omni journal style insert here. So I clearly don't need to have a commonplace journal, but I still like the thought of having all my quotations and interesting ideas all in one book, rather than spread throughout my bullet journal. But what I think I'll probably do is continue to use this, but anything that I note when I'm out and about or during the day, I can still note in here, and then I can do a spread with that quotation in here afterwards. So that's something I will continue to do. I'm not losing any notebooks, guys. Can you tell that already? So the last one that I stopped using during One Book July was my usual everyday carry. And I love this journal. I love it so much. I love the size. I love the leather. I love the brass tags I have out. I like the fact that I've made a little place to keep my Kaweco pen, which is my favourite pen. This journal doesn't hold a Kaweco pen, though I could make a pen holder for one if I wanted to use this size. So what did I used to do in my regular size traveller's notebook? I used to have a sketchbook, and this one was made with watercolour paper so that I could watercolour if I wanted to. And I also added, I think that's a watercolour and pencil, that's a pencil sketch, and I had all different paper, and I really enjoy this insert, although I haven't finished it. Obviously it's got lots more to do. So I had already got a place where I could sketch in my everyday carry. I also had a little journaling self-reflection insert in here, and then my planner was this vertical Travellers Company notebook. So what do I want to do now? Let's just have a look back at my One Book July and see what I enjoyed. As I said, I really enjoyed this little insert, so I'm going to keep that in here and carry on with it. I really enjoyed my little daily sketch because they were really simple, small, quick sketches. I did noses, I did ears, I did bunnies, I did lips, and then one of my subscribers very kindly suggested that I do hands for the last week, and I clearly need to practice hands. Hands are really difficult to draw, but I've enjoyed myself doing my daily sketch of hands. So I think I'm going to keep this little sketchbook in here and continue my daily sketch. So One Book July has given me 2 inserts extra to the ones I was already using, which I want to continue with. However, the main thing was this bullet journal idea that I tried. And what I was doing in here, I started my month with a monthly insert. I had my weight loss in here, I have goals in here, wish list in here, trackers in here, and then I tried different weekly spreads. And if I show you this week's, ooh, where did it go? I tried this layout this week, which I really liked, and as you can see I'm filling it up, and I really liked having that little bit of extra space when I compare it to last week's, which was a vertical, and then I used a tip in. And then this week I used my planner on one side and my to-do. It worked, but it wouldn't have worked this week where I've had more things that I've needed to put in. And then I did one which was the box style. I'm just trying to find it for you. I did this. No, that's not it. I did this box style. That was my least favourite, I think. And then in addition to doing my planning, I did a to buy list and a to-do list, and I really liked having those with me. That page I put in, but I couldn't remember what I wanted to use it for, and I ended up using it for my recipe of the week, because I introduced doing a new recipe each week, and the little space in this book wasn't big enough. I could put the ingredients but not the instructions, so I ended up writing them on there, and that was my meals for the week. And then I was doing my journaling on my tarot card with self-reflection, and my focus of the week this week was to explore the notion of intuition, which was really interesting. So I'm going to be continuing with that. So what have I decided at the end of One Book July? What am I going to do going forward? Well, I'm going to go back to using all my books because I love them. I now have an extra book because I will be leaving this insert and this insert in here. I should also add that having my wallet in my traveller's notebook sounds like it will be really convenient. You've only got one to carry, but it was actually quite uncomfortable to hold. If you look at the difference between my normal everyday carry and my little pocket, I wonder if you can see that. The pocket's much chunkier, and the reason for that is I have a wallet in here, and my wallet obviously has coins in it and it chunks up the notebook. So didn't really like having my wallet, my sort of everyday wallet, in with my planner because it made the planner so chunky, but this was also too big to fit in my coat pocket. I normally use, I don't have it here, it's in my bag, I normally use just a little passport. Let me get a passport, a little passport size wallet, where you can see the difference. That will fit in my coat bag, that will fit in my coat pocket. Oh gosh, I've got things falling off my desk. So didn't much like having my wallet in with my notebook, simply because it made it too bulky to fit in my coat pocket. But what I did really enjoy in One Book July was this Bujo type insert. So what am I going to do moving forward? I'm going back to my everyday carry, which I was using before in the regular size. I'm going to continue doing a sketch a day, and I may carry on doing that in here till I filled up that little notebook, and then I shall probably do it in here because I can just add some sketch paper or use a sketch paper I have here and do my sketch a day in here. Shall I just do it in here? What do you think I should do? Carry on using this little one, or should I do my daily sketch in here, which I would then have with me? Tell me what you think I should do. Should I try and keep my daily sketch still in this book? I'm going to do something with this insert because I don't want to abandon it, because I bought it and I used it the first half at the beginning of the year. So I need to think of something to do with this insert, and I thought I'll still continue to do my weight loss tracking in here because I've already set up all the pages. I will continue to use this as a forward planning place because it's all dated, which is really useful for the whole of the next 6 months. Whereas when I was forward planning in here, let me find the page. By the time I got a bit, I mean, I didn't have much forward planning to note, but you can see how if you just write a list like this, it's going to be a bit more confusing finding your appointments for the month as that list gets bigger and bigger. Whereas if you put it into something dated, it's much easier to find and notice clashes and all that kind of thing. So I think I'm going to use this insert for my forward planning, and I shall use this space to decorate and perhaps put some gratitudes in. Then this journal, I think I'm going to set up in almost exactly the same way as I set up this little one, because I enjoyed it so much, and see how that goes. I'm not gonna purchase a new insert because I don't like to waste the paper. So I'll probably just clip this. I'll put a clip on here and I will set up my bullet journal and see how it goes in the rest of this insert. So on my Monday video, I will do that setup, and then subsequent Monday videos, I will show you, as I have been doing, my daily sketch, my bullet journal, and I'll be adding my gratitude journal decoration. Does that make sense? And I think I'll continue to do my focus of the week tarot draw in this book. So I hope that made sense. It will only make sense if you've watched the previous One Book July videos, but I just thought I'd pop that on here for anyone who's interested. And then on Monday I will set up my new bullet journal in my regular size traveller's notebook. So thank you very much for watching. Thank you for joining me in my One Book July experience, and I will see you soon. Bye.